we were talking about, get your parents to take you on a trip somewhere, sometimes that's absolutely impossible. Well, there's other ways to get your collection started in your rocks and minerals. Go to the shopping mall. Oh, I don't have any money. Oh, no, wait a minute. Two things can happen in the shopping mall. Number one, they do have those nature type stores, and the rocks there are not that expensive. They're okay if you don't buy these big giant amethyst geodes and stuff like that. But they have their quarter and their 50-cent rocks, and that's all you need. Remember, you want it in a small box. You don't want to take home the big boulders. Secondly, in shopping malls, sometimes they have these groups that come in from all over the country, and they bring in a rock and shell collections, and they sell them and trade them and whatever. And it's a great place to pick up your collection and start one, because you see, a lot of these people, they have like a grab bag. I mean, here's a mom and pop, grandma who live in Arizona, and they've come all the way to your state, and they've got all the rocks that they've picked up, and they have a grab bag for 25, 50 cents a dollar. I've even seen them different prices. And then you can also see, you pick this rock out for a quarter, this one for a quarter, and that one for a quarter, and that's how you start your collection. And when do you stop? Not your whole collection, but you stop when your money runs out. Okay. Now, remember you mentioned about email and pen pals? That'd be a great way to write someone and say, like maybe someone who lives in Alaska, could you send me one of the rocks? Now, when you pick up a rock and have someone, you send one or they send one, pick it from your yard. Don't get it off the street or down the railroad track. There's a pretty good chance you're going to get a rock from somebody else's state. So you want to get it from your own yard, because that's pretty close to what should be there. Or if someone's digging a new road or building a house and they've cut into the rock formation, obviously that's where your rock collection could begin, of your own rocks to mail out to everybody else. Well, let's get back now to, you remember that hardness scale I was telling you about? Now this can be a problem, you see, because you've got to collect all the 10 rocks. Now, we left off with that one group, and let's pick up with the other, which is called orthoclase, and quartz, and topaz, corundum, and diamond. Those sound impressive, don't they? Well, we got to rearrange these rocks. So let's rearrange it with the way the words are. Orthoclase. Now, that's a real exciting looking rock. Okay. Quartz. Oh, you've heard that before. Say, oh, I got one like that. Yeah, okay. Topaz. You got one like that? Mail it to me. Keep it. It's a very nice rock. Corundum. Great place. I'll tell you about how to get these. This is really great. And last but not least, diamond. Oh, no. How do you explain diamond? Well, you see, diamonds are really neat rocks because they come from only certain places in the world. But the thing is about a diamond, it's number 10. You remember the perfect rock of number 10? And diamonds are not in that particular rock. In fact, you know, they x-ray the rock to make sure there are no diamonds in there, because by international law, you cannot have a diamond in the rock. You can have it loose, and you can have the rock. The rock, by the way, is a new word for you called matrix. We won't put that on. It says M-A-T-R-I-X. Sounds like a cereal, doesn't it? Well, this is or matrix. All right, now these rocks that we have over here, there are 10, from 0 to 10. Remember, talc was the softest, and diamond's the hardest. Now, the thing is, you don't want to have to carry all those around. So what you want to do is, all you need is a knife. Let's go over here and take a look at this. You see, this knife blade, steel, will scratch some rocks. But you can do it that way. Now, let's see if this will scratch it. Nope. Let's try a different one. Oh, yes. For sure. See it? There it is. See it down there? Scratching this one. Well, let's try this one. It don't even make a noise. It's doing nothing. Now, this is what you need to carry. You can carry with you a penny. You can take with you your fingernail. Yeah, you can always take one of those. And you can take, what else can we take? Some people say a piece of glass. I don't recommend carrying glass. But here's another list of words. These are the things that you can carry with you, and that can be your official hardness scale tester. And what you do then, like with this knife, you go and scratch the rocks. Now, if 10's the hardest and talc's the softest, then what's everything else? Well, fingernail is 2.5. Well, that's, gee, if talc is 1, then 2.5 is between talc and calcium is gypsum's 2. So you see what you're at? If your fingernail can scratch a rock, it's either going to be gypsum or talc. Isn't that neat? Now, if you have a penny, it's number 3. So what's the third one? The third one is calcite. It'll scratch calcite. And then you go up to a knife blade. Ta-da! Your knife blade is 5.5. It's 5.5. Well, what's 5? 5 is appetite. Appetites are hard to find. But anyway, if you happen to have an appetite, no, you're not hungry right now. If you happen to find the rock called appetite, then you would scratch it with a knife blade. And if it scratched it, ta-da! It's appetite, or the hardness of. And the last, of course, the steel file, and that is a 6.5. And 6.5 gets you to feldspar, which is the other name for orthoclaves. These people like to throw big words around, you know. Let's go back to these rocks. Let me show you something about them. I mentioned to you before, if rocks are the same family, they will scratch each other. Okay, but here's the real idea. We're going to take a piece of calcite, piece of orthoclase, feldspar. I'm going to take the calcite and scratch the orthoclase, not because it has an itch. No, pardon me. But okay. Look at the white it left. Oh, yeah, that's what it did. It left it. Look, I can wipe it off. What's that mean? It came from here. This rock chewed this one up, man. All right, now let's take this one and let's scratch this one. Find a place to scratch here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, you say, well, maybe it left something. Well, this rock is brown and this is white. But look, if I wipe it off, the scratch is still there. See? So this rock scratches this rock, which is a good scientific term, you see. This rock is harder than that one. Isn't that neat? But you know, if you've got a piece of quartz, every kid likes a good piece of quartz. They're really nice, aren't they? These quartz rocks, they are number 7. Now, 7 is very hard. Because for all, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 below that, and 7 is quartz, and, 7 quartz. Then all you got left is 8, 9, and 10. Not everybody has diamonds and things. But let me show you something interesting about this. Let's go back down here again. There's our quartz, corundum, and topaz. If you have a chance to go to the Smoky Mountain National Park, you know where that is. Some of you live right in the middle of it, right next to it anyway. This is where you find a lot of corundum. You want to know the other names for corundum? You don't, huh? I'll tell you anyway, okay? They are rubies and sapphires. That's why your mother loves those kind of rocks. Because you see, they don't scratch that easily. Now, this watch, wait a minute, stay right there. This watch I'm wearing is one of them super duper expensive type watches. It's got a face on it, a crystal that won't scratch with most substances. Now, this crystal is made of corundum. Will the corundum scratch the face of the watch? Do you remember what I said about same rocks of the same family scratch each other? Well, guess what? This rock will scratch the surface of that crystal. Will I do it? No. Diamond is harder than corundum. Diamond is 10. Will it scratch the surface of that watch face? Yes. Will I do it? No. But here's quartz. Quartz is, well, let's play a little bean game here. You know, where's the bean hidden? Here is corundum. Here's quartz. Is corundum harder than quartz? Is it like this is a 7, so is that an 8? Or is this a 6? Got it? This is less than corundum. That means if I take this quartz crystal and scratch this crystal, it shouldn't do it. Well, here we go. This is what you call confidence. I've done it many times, so I'm not being brave. It won't scratch it. No. That's one reason why these particular watches are expensive, because it has one of those scratch-proof sort of thing, scratch-resistant.